So Jake said we need to have a challenge here, and I said, what's the challenge? And he says, oh, the challenge is going to be you get a half tile and make it as profitable as you can. Do it without any mods. So there we go. I got my little half tile, and I'm going to call this place Gemzen Island. There we go. All right, we're going to start this game, and we're going to get this rolling. I got to make that little half square as profitable as possible. Okay, here we go. Got my island. It's all set up, ready to go. Half a square. Well, okay, maybe a little bit more than half a square, but then I got these edges over here. Anyway, point being, it's half a tile. Now, the only mods we're allowed are the unlock everything mod, because you got to be able to put a little passenger dock on here. There we go. Harbor. And the unlimited ore mod, which I intend to abuse to make more money. So let's go ahead and put this in. And what do you mean shoreline required? It's supposed to work. What's going on? All right. Well, let me just put in a road then. And wait, what? What is going on here? Let me page down. What? It's either going below ground or way the heck above ground. What's going on? I built this map. I made it half a square. I put the trees on it. I put the oil in. Let me just unpause it for a second here and see what happens. Oh my gosh! Whoa! Whoa! That was what I forgot to do on my map. I forgot to let the timer run out for the water to stabilize. Oh, now we know. Now we know why we couldn't build a road or anything else. I gotta let this drain out. It'll be a while. And then when it's dry, we'll be able to put stuff on there. Oh, good. It's already fixing. Let's see if I can go over here. Okay, yeah. The road is a lot less upset at me now. Oh, wow. Oh, good. It's normal, and now we can build. Okay. So, point of order. When you build a map, make sure you let the water settle before you save it. Okay, I'm going to put this thing in. I'm going to actually put it up at this end over here. And let's get it nice and square. Because we're going to... One thing I love about this challenge is we can grid the heck out of everything. And... Oh, come on, get level, get level. There we go. No, don't turn. That's close enough. We'll take it. Okay. And I will put some roads in and get back with you about the profitability of the place. All right, so challenge complete. We've laid out all the grids and let things run for about 10 years in game time. And I'm going through a death wave now because we got a lot of old people and they're dying off. The seniors number was up to 39% earlier. Now it's down to 37%. So that means, great, we've got the old people dying off and young people moving in. You see the skulls on the map, that means, yep, we got people dying. However, they're not getting all clogged up. They're not going on and staying on because the hearses are able to get to where they need to go. 92% traffic. What? Yeah, that's great. Usually it's around 88 or 90, but I guess it's Sunday or something like that. School's out. Whatever the reason, I'll take it. We're able to handle the death wave because death waves are always a traffic problem, never a demographic problem. Remember that. It's important. It's always a traffic problem. And I don't have a traffic problem because, well, I gridded everything. Let's take a look at the road maintenance here. That'll help all the roads line up there in nice green. And if you're saying, oh, that's so boring, hey, it's also efficient. Everybody gets to where they need to go. I don't have any primary roads or secondary roads. They're all equal. But what I do have is a minimum of the roads needed to get maximum use out of the land. There is no room on this island for pedestrian walkways. They can use the sidewalks on the road. That's part of the road. We're paying for them anyway. Use those. So the grids you see here are 8 units wide, 40 units long. Why? Well, if I go with more than 40 units, I start to worry about the gridding being not efficient enough. We'll have too long of a road in between intersections, and that can result in some congestion potentially. Too short of of a grid length, and we're looking at putting additional roads out there that reduce my total land taxable area. Every one of those roads there takes up space, and that space is potentially taxable if I was able to put a house or business there. So having a road is giving up some of that tax base to get a thing that will cause people to move in, namely a good infrastructure. I think this is the right balance between the considerations, and I wouldn't want to have a smaller grid than this, and I wouldn't want to have a larger grid than this. Trash-wise, we're doing an excellent job here. When we have about 10,000 more people, like we did at the height of the island, we generate a lot more trash. So this capacity here is good to have in reserve. Same thing for the electricity, same thing for the water. When we get some more people coming in after this death wave is over, we're going to need all that. Same thing on the elementary and the high schools. Not so much on the university, although as people age out, this university number is going to go back in the green as the high school and elementaries are going to go back towards the yellow. It's just part of the cyclical nature thing. But I've got healthcare, I've got police and fire. I will say that when we look at these buildings, if you've got really restricted real estate, go with high capacity, the ones that came with that particular plazas and promenades DLC. Well, they work out in regular areas as well. The high capacity fire station, police station, elementary school, and high school, all of those are fantastic for this. I didn't go with a high capacity university because I simply didn't have that many university students on the island. And we can also see that this chunk here that's outside of the industrial area is very stable, more or less. A little bit of economic issue over here with the commercial, and we've got some buildings here that have shut down in the industrial area. I'll just delete them later on and replace them with either offices or high density commercial, depending, whatever I want. I may even go with a little bit of residential now that this bar has come back up a little. But everything is running fine. I've got so much externalized here in terms of my water treatment. It's not on the land, it's on the water. My cargo handling is on the water. My energy generation is on the water. Even the oil field here is on the water. I'm not too impressed with how much money it's making. It's getting me around $3,000 a week on a good week. And compared with what I'm making with my other industry, let's take a look there. I'm getting about $2,300 for all my regular industry, $5,000 for my offices. To be sure, I have a lot of offices. But for the area, I've got just like a strip of coastline, and then the oil makes it all generating income, whereas the rest of my industry here, if we take a look, it's getting less than that, and it's taking up roughly more area than what I have going for this, and I'm having to close it down and replace it with other things. Go figure. I'm wondering if fishing might be a more efficient use of this area. Could be. I leave that for somebody else to discover. If I had more of the processing buildings and specialized factories, yes, I could make more money. But if we're looking at money per square meter, then I've got to be able to externalize as much as I can, because the biggest money per square meter is residential. Look, 3/5 of my income is coming from residential zones. I have to have the best residential of all. That's why these parks are not wasted space. They level up my residential. They make it worth living here. And that means people will come in and pay a premium. And for the record, I have not jacked around with any taxes at all. This is what they were at the start, and I left them there. I did go with budget at the beginning of the game, taking things down to 50%. Now I've cranked them up to 150% for electricity and education, just because I felt that was needed, but everything else is running at 100%. And I'm doing pretty well with all this. Again, going through a death wave stinks, but that's just because I did all my growth at the beginning. Kind of like I did all my water fixing at the beginning. Ugh, that was crazy. But yeah, you want to maximize use of your land? Go with high density, high capacity, and keep your grid straight and to the minimum. That's what we got here. Any questions? Yeah, okay. Then I'll see you on the flippity flip. Bye-bye.